This is Riccardo Masini and this is Vlog. Okay, my dear international friends, I know you're used to hear this sentence on this channel spoken by me in Italian. Ciao a tutti, sono Riccardo Masini e questo è Vlog. This is my official intro for all the videos of Vlog on this channel. You are probably used to hear me speak in English probably you already heard me speak in English during various lives, interviews, and especially on the great No Enemies Here channel managed by Dan Pancaldi with my insert, my space about the greatest days in history and games. Obviously I speak in English, and I also have some small videos here and there in English also on the channel, but usually you do not see much content in English on this channel because Vlog is a channel especially devoted to Italian wargames, the Italian wargaming community. However, many of you very kindly, and I'm very flattered by this, asked me, Riccardo, we see your videos, we think they're great, we love to hear you speaking in Italian, but we just don't understand Italian, which is totally fine. So why don't you make other content in English? Now, problem is, you may have guessed it, time and resources. Simply, I do not have no time nor the necessary resources to create videos both in Italian and in English. I tried to use closed captions, which is possible for some particular formats of videos, especially the vlog dossier, which are there is just one on the channel, but that will be another quite soon. However, that video has closed caption because I was reading a script, so it is much easier to me to translate that script into English and then synchronize it with the closed captions. I tried to do that with my normal speech in Italian, and it is a mess. Simply because Italian is a language where you speak many words. Yeah, you gesticulate a lot with the hands, but also because I tend to speak quite fast. So there is a problem. I tend to speak so many words that the software has problems following me. Probably I speak too much, but hey, I'm Italian. That's fine. That's natural. So it was really a lot of work, almost as much work as filming the video again. So I decided that, since so many of you asked me to create content in English, I decided to go for a small compromise. I will not be able to make full videos both in Italian and both in English. Closed captions are not a satisfactory method for me. So my compromise is I will do my best. This is an experiment, something of an experiment. I will try to do condensed videos in English of the same games of which I have made a review, a playthrough, a tutorial, of an analysis, something like that, in Italian. I will try to repeat it in a condensed video in English, which means my usual format is 3 videos of 30 minutes each with an historical background, a tutorial / playthrough, and a conclusion video. So 3 videos, which means that for each title usually I have 1 hour, 1 hour and a half of content, which is a lot. So I made some smaller videos already in Italian, the mini vlog. You see there are those videos where we have 20, maximum 25 minutes per game. My idea is to make, after each video in Italian, synthesize a condensed video of, I hope, 5, maximum 10 minutes about the same game in English. Of course, something will be lost in the translation. Lost in Translation, great movie, by the way. The idea is there will be, in those condensed videos in English, there will be no playthrough, no tutorial, only a very cursory, a very light treatment of the rules, a very short description of the main rules of the systems. Why? Because I think that there is already so much great content in English about that, great tutorials, great playthroughs on great channels. If you by chance do not know many channels, many wargame channels, once again, go to No Enemies Here and see his weekly review of wargame channels, and you will get an idea. This, I think, that is almost useless, or it is not so much useful for me to make another tutorial, the 10th, 11th tutorial in English, which is not my language, when there are so many great tutorials in English by speaking content creators, and not just them, and then French and Spanish and so on. So I think that for international viewers, this is the less useful part of my format. So this is the one that it will be really condensed, just a cursory description. Also, historical background. Well, if you want historical background, go to Nunerenis here and see my insights about the historical backgrounds of games. But once again, this is all other information that you can readily find in English. So there will be some, but not so much, because you can already find that content in English. Surely spoken better than what I can, how I can speak English or describe it better, better for you. The third part of the third video, which is my conclusions, my impressions, my opinions. Okay, that is the part that will be condensed less. There will be much of it in English. I will essentially repeat what I already said in Italian in English, even if in a condensed format. So much less repetitions, much clearer, much shorter sentences. Maybe I think that some Italian listeners or viewers on my channel who can understand English will begin watching those mini videos, condensed English videos, because I will prefer to the so many words I say in Italian about the same thing. Okay, my problem. Anyway, so the project, let's just say the ideal status of the project, the goal is to have the same content in Italian and in English. That is, when I make a review of a game in Italian, maybe then the same day, on the day after, there will be a condensed video in English about the same game. This is the ideal goal. I do not know if I will be able to obtain it. It will be a bit hard. So once again, experiment. But what about the past videos? This is where we start now, because I will be making periodically some videos about titles that I have covered in the past, parallel to new videos, new condensed videos in English about new titles that will be covered in the future in this channel. The format for these past videos will be maybe a bit strange, because once again, I do not have the time, do not have the resources to set up once again the same title on the table, and once again do the same video again and again and again. So I will use, you will allow me to use some pictures, some stills of my previous videos, maybe some footage. So they will be, I understand, they will be a bit weird. You will hear me speaking maybe in a frame, and don't know what. I'm just, once again, experiment. But you will have the condensed version together with the past video, at least the images of the past videos. If you really want, you can hear me on one channel and then open another browser and then watch the video without audio, or watch images on BGG. I know it is not totally ideal. This is what I can do given time and resources. So that's it, and now we start. And I just wanted to start. Oh, last thing. This is my English. I know this is not perfect. I'm not an English speaking native person. And if you find my English a bit weird, just keep in mind that it is all Jim Dunningham fault. Why? Because I learned first to read and then to speak English by reading the SPI Wargame real books when I was 8 or 9 or 10. So this is, yes, I know it is a bit strange. Jim Crone, I had a live with him in the past months, and this made laugh all the way because it was my SPI English. And I hope that my SPI English is understandable to you. After all, we all wargamers, so it should be. I hope. Okay, so once again, that's it for the introduction. So let's get to the subject of this first condensed vlog video in English, and it is so much condensed that it is about 2 games, and those 2 games are 2 games of which you have asked me much, also in public and in private, which are the 2 book games by Worthington. Here we are. Okay, Bismarck Solitaire, Bismarck Solitaire, and Waterloo Solitaire. So I want to start with this, a simple game. So once again, experiment. So it is easier for me to talk about them, but also because they have taken the wargaming scene quite by the storm. Just today, I discovered that there is another book game, not by Worthington, by another author, about Normandy, Fields of Normandy. Available on Amazon. This is the great news about those titles, because hey, they are in English, but it is a print on demand, so they have been printed in Italy, which is great for us who do not live in the United States, so we can have them readily to our door, but in our homes in just 1 day or 1 or 2 days maximum. Great format, great portability, and also total availability. This is a great thing for me. This is a great thing about wargaming. Trouble is, do they hold up as games? Okay, the format is nice, genial, yes, great, but do they hold up as games? Are they good games, or do they give you a good gaming experience? Let's begin with the first one, which is Bismarck Solitaire. And this was quite a surprise for me. And in my video, really, I was surprised by it, and you can see that, because essentially the rules are very simple. 4 pages of rules. You have the Bismarck, the Prince Eugen, and the group of U-boats. You trace the routes on the map, and on each turn something happens. An event generated by die rolls happens, and one of these frames, this situation happens, is translated to the map, so you can be intercepted by destroyers, by aircraft, by British ships. A lot of things can happen. You have to survive. You have different missions. You have 24 different missions, which is 8 missions per 3 different levels of complexity, of difficulty levels, which is great. Tons of replayability inside those pages. A great game, just a few die rolls, really easy, but it gives you an idea, the experience of being on the Bismarck and with the Prince Eugen, and then you go convoy hunting, but all of a sudden you are hunted yourself by the Royal Navy. So great, great experience in a very accessible, very, very manageable format. Also combined with the availability we have seen before, we have talked about before. I'm reading from my Italian notes for the Italian video. Okay, you have many different strategies to use, to experiment, to play with. You have German ships. You are in command of the Bismarck, and you have the Prince Eugen as your escort and the submarine. So you can use a combined approach. And even if the historical background, the decrease of the Bismarck during World War II, going convoy hunting against the British in the Atlantic, is very, very abstracted. It's just a few die rolls. It is a bit like B-17, Queen of the Skies, or let's just say the Hunters, Beneath the Man, which is the Italian subs. So very easy, very abstracted, but it gives you the experience, which is great, which is good. It was really fun and made me think. Playtime very short, 20-30 minutes maximum, and very simple and intuitive game flow. It is easy. I make my choices, and then I see what the British do to disrupt my choices. Then we have a battle, and then we go on. Do I press my luck and stay afloat for another 1 or 2 turns, or do I go straight to my base because maybe I'm damaged, I'm losing fuel, my rudder is stuck, and so on. Everything can happen. So on this great game, also great, of course, as a first approach to war games. You can play it with your son, ideally with your daughter, if she is interested, which will be absolutely great. You can play together with them against the system. Great experience. You can take this into holidays, whenever you are, and you have a great experience. So on this behalf, very, very good things. What it really, the issues I found it okay. Very well. The decisional space, the decision making space for the players, is very, very contracted. Do not expect much, so many choices. It is simple, just once again, like the hunters, like the hunted. It is a bit condensed, a bit compressed. And also luck has a very important role. You have to manage the events, set up all the different exchanges, but there is a relevant luck factor. Also, do not expect so much tactical detail. Yes, there are maneuvers, but there are just generic maneuvers. Do I close range? Do I stay in long range? It is this game has not this kind of detail. We're still in much abstracted territory, even if there is a simulation, because there are some die rolls are modified by the historical situation, by the actual situation. So it is the balance between simulation and abstraction is more on the abstraction side, but there is a bit of simulation. Once again, replayability, great replayability. Yes, but after all, it is just die rolling. So maybe you do one play, then another, maybe 2, 3, 4 plays in an evening, and then you put it aside because, okay, I'm tired of just rolling dice. But you will get back to it a few weeks later. So it is a bit stop and go in this. This is not the kind of game that you will play on for 6 months, unless you are stuck in a solitary island on the Atlantic, which may happen. Ask Napoleon. And then we go to Waterloo Solitaire. We're introducing Waterloo Solitaire. Okay. And most of all, we cannot hide the greatest problem, which is you are supposed to write on this stuff with a pen. with a pencil, maybe then erase it. Oh my God, I'm not writing. I will never write on one of my games. I'm not writing on my books, and I never underline. I hate underline. Even when I was at the university, I had to do studying, but it was pain for me. So how do you do? Well, there are many. I've seen many. My video, you will see a lot of different ways of doing it. There are people who take pictures, who make photocopies, and then write on the photocopies. There are people that, as I did on the first time, that put plexiglass layers on it. Now I just use a transparent folder, a transparent sheet of transparent plastic. I put it on this page, which is the map, which is the one that you must use, and then I use erasable markers on it, and then I pass it just a piece of paper, and everything's fine. I take away the transparent sheet of plastic, and it's fine. There are many ways to, but this makes a bit unpractical, because it was portable, it was practical, you could play it anywhere. Now suddenly you cannot really play anywhere. You just need a good table, a nice quiet room. You cannot play it on the beach, in the park. There are, once again, small compromises to be made. And okay, at last, available, easy, nice. You go on Amazon, you order it, and the next day you have it in your house. But at least in Europe, it is almost 30 euros, 25, 27. I do not recall, but something like that, which is not terribly too much for this. Maybe someone might find it a bit too much, but I'm fine with paying 25 euros, which is, I think, more or less $30 for this experience, because after all, there are 8 missions in 3 levels of difficulty, 3 difficulty levels, so a lot of content. But after all, it is just a book, so these are your evaluations. After all, it is a good product. This remembers me a lot of something. This is Farmer, my cat. He meows in Italian and in English too. He's studying English too. Once again, this reminds me of another book game, which is a bit older than that. It is the Il Gobbo Maledetto by Andrea Angiolino. You all know him. Wings of Glory and Wings of War, and Grigori Alegi, which is a great, has worked on Wings of War as historical consultant, and is one of the greatest military aeronautics historians of Italy. And this Il Gobbo Maledetto was about the SM-79 Sparviero, the damned hunchback. Yes, the Italian torpedo planes, torpedo bombers. It was different as a structure, but this reminded me a bit of that title, which is a great title. So I was very happy to play it. In general, it is Bismarck Solitaire has maybe 1 or 2 abstractions too much. I would have liked a bit more choice on the tactical level, but for what it is a great game, a great book game. So this is absolutely, it is recommended, and I sincerely hope that this format gives us new developments. And I didn't know when it said that in Italian, but 3 weeks, 1 month later, one of these developments appeared on the Worthington newsletter, and appeared on Amazon as well. Waterloo Solitaire. Wow, Waterloo Solitaire. Now, I'm just bringing up my notes. Here they are. So, Waterloo Solitaire. Great game. Yes, great idea, great concept. Why? Because the concept is, of course, inspired by W1815, the Finnish game from UNP Games about Waterloo, which means the rest of the game with the block, with a map on the blocks, and you throw dice. You and in the beginning of each turn you decide, okay, I attack with this core or this other core, not corpses. Sorry about my Austerlitz video. Yes, core. But there were many corpses in on the Austerlitz field after the battle, and also on the Waterloo field, regretfully. Anyway, so I decide to attack with this core. I throw my dice. Then what are the English doing to stop me? And they throw the dice, and so we go on for the battle. We remove one block or remove another. If this position is taken, then I change my CRT, and then I have another modifier in a very absolutely simple, once again, very simple format. I saw it on Amazon and I saw something like that. Okay, wow, the model playing, but I saw this on this with this orientation. Okay, I am the English, I'm fighting against Napoleon, and voila! Oh no, there is also another solitaire possibility. I am the French, I'm fighting against the Anglo-Dutch, and the Prussians against the coalition. Great, very nice, fantastic thing. But uh, I well, I was thinking that okay, I had 24 different missions, eight different missions on 3 levels of difficulty, difficulty levels in Bismarck Solitaire. Great, but and now I will have something like that in Waterloo Solitaire, maybe different phases of the battle. Maybe, well, it was my hope. Maybe, well, it is the 100 days. I can have 100 days campaigns. There were 4 battles. So maybe I have different scenarios for each battle, for Quatre Bras, for Ligny, for Vabre, and then for Waterloo in different difficulty levels. Okay, a bit too much. Maybe it is not so easy to do that. Okay, I will have different phases of Waterloo. What I got was, at first I must be honest, I was a bit perplexed because what I had was English, an Anglo-Dutch scenario and a French scenario. Okay, on 3 different levels of on 3 different difficulty levels. Okay, essentially multiplied by 4 times, which means that this scenario, there are 4 copies of these scenarios, and 4 copies per 2 sides per 3 difficulty levels, which means essentially I get 4 copies of the same game. Okay, I was a bit perplexed. Then I said, okay, but let's see how it works. It works fine. It is a good game, totally, and it is a nice experience. I love W1815. Also, 1815 had a solitaire module. W1815 was a 2 players game. Is a 2 players game. There's a second edition just been published, but it has a bot, but it is also only a Wellington bot, so you cannot play as Wellington in solitaire against the French. Now you can. This is a plus. This is a good thing. W1815 has no difficulty levels. Another plus, which is good. Good publication. Once again, very available. Totally portable. Also, W1815 is portable, but this is a bit more portable. Very nice, and it's always nice. Once again, just like in Bismarck, abstraction, just like in Bismarck. There are details, but they are very essential details, so do not expect so much tactical descriptions of the battles, but it all makes sense. It's all a good experience. Once again, highly accessible. Once again, perfect for playing with your kids, for playing with friends, with non-wargaming friends, to introduce them to the wargaming hobby. and also for you to have quick experiences. It is very addictive. Maybe it was just me. I hope to have more content because I liked what I got, and I hope to add more. The small problem is that this costs as much as this. So I'm not saying that it is too high. Uh, Really, I would have liked more content of it because I like the system. I like this title. But if you like it, if you like the experience, if you like playing Waterloo in 20, 30 minutes with a plausible game system, which is highly accessible, if you want to take it with you and you like it to play on one side and then another with different difficulty levels, this is a very good game. This is a very good publication. Only you must be aware of what it is and what it is not. So it is a good rendition of the essential dynamics of the battle on the two sides. As the French were hard pressed to attack, to gain access to area, to expel the Anglo-Dutch from Hougomont and La Haye-Saint, to break the center and the reserve before something bad happens. And it is what's the bad that can happen. The Prussians are coming. And when the Prussians begin to arrive, you must decide: do I still attack in the center, or do I attack here the Prussians? But I'm losing time. There is not so much time. There are special actions here that you can use. There are not so many of those combined arms attack, and there are also fortuitous events that can ruin your plans. So the game is very tense. It's very very unpredictable. Once again, fine. As the English, as Wellington, as the Anglo-Dutch commander, you have the French coming down. You have to manage your reserves. Where do I put my reserves on? And the Prussians, oh, they are so late. Why are they not coming? Give me night or give me Blucher. Please remember the great movie by Sergei Bondarchuk with Christopher Plummer and Rod Steiger. Wonderful movie, Waterloo, 1970. A great movie, yeah. So you get this dramatic action, maybe a bit too dramatic, maybe a bit too cinematic. It all depends on just one dialogue, but it is good. It is fine. So it is, most of all, it is fun. Really fun. Really, absolutely a very fun game. But the historical dynamics are all there. It is Waterloo after all. You have to take Hougomont and La Haye-Saint, or you have to wait for the arrival of the Prussians. Fine. Just do not expect. I have to say, do not expect as many variations as you get in Bismarck, because in Bismarck you have different missions. Expect a good progression of difficulty levels. Expect a lot of fortuitous events which can really swing the battle on one direction or the other. Expect a good rendition of the base mechanics, or the essential mechanics of the battle. Expect a fun experience, not very detailed, but very fun. It's not. Once again, ideally, that it could have been difficult, but I would have loved 100 Days Solitaire with the 4 battles in it. My dream. Okay, no problem. This is a solid product. Also, this is recommended. Just understand on what we are thinking, on what we are talking about. And that's it. Essentially, that's it. That's it for this video, for this first of the English condensed videos of vlog. This has been a bit long because I had all the introduction, the previous introduction. So the next ones will be, I hope, much shorter. Also, we spoke about 2 games. They are now available, both of them, on Amazon. So if you want to try them, by all means, buy them. Absolutely. And that's it. And that's it for this first video or vlog in English. I hope to be able to make more videos like it, because I really like the community aspect of wargaming. In those years where I started creating content, first writing books, then articles, and then creating videos and so on for wargaming, I met a lot of wonderful people, met new friends, not only in Italy, but all over the world. So I hope to be able to do more content in English, to have access to be understandable, I hope, for other friends in the future, for other international friends and war games aficionados in the future, enthusiasts. So that's it. That's it for this episode. And as I always say in Italian, this is my hand phrase. Niente paura, sono solo war games. My hand phrase in English is something like, don't be scared, it's just war games. Ciao!